I'm Justin Serwick.
And I'm Connor Copeland, and we are Allure bulbs.
So our problem is that there's a lot of houses have high ceilings and it can be very difficult to change a light bulb. And elderly people, a lot of them have arthritis and it can be very difficult for them as well to get up there. And then falling off ladders can always be a risk and can result in serious injury.
So why are we making this product? So conventional light bulbs are slow. They take a lot of time, 30 to 45 to even more seconds. They can be dangerous. If you have to climb up on a high ladder in order to change them, you can fall off, and that can be really serious. Also, while you're changing them, if you lose your grip and they slip out and fall, they can break on the floor. And if you have kids or pets with all that glass, it's just not a good combination. They're also clumsy. It takes a little while, to get the light bulb at the right angle to where you can screw it up into the socket. And my godfather actually has fallen off the ladder while changing a light bulb on his front porch, and he had to get staples in the back of his head.
And as well as that, I have a back brace on because I have 2 herniated discs in my back, and just from weightlifting. And this is a more common problem in elderly people as they just slip and fall and damage their back. And this does make changing a light bulb very hard because it makes movement very difficult.
And so our solution is Allure bulbs. It is much faster and it's so much safer and it's a lot easier. And it takes only about less than 10 seconds to change.
Do your parents or grandparents live by themselves? Do they change their own light bulbs? Do they suffer from arthritis or pain in their joints?
If you said yes, then Allure bulb is for you. If you've ever changed a light bulb, you would know how tedious and meticulous it can be sometimes. While Allure bulb easily fits right in. Gone are the days of screwing in and out your light bulbs. Allure bulb attaches from adapters to the bulb with ease, making quick and easy connection.
The competitors screwing their light bulbs versus Allure bulb. To avoid fiascos like these, purchase Allure bulb so you can illuminate with ease.
All right, and so our marketing, we have an Instagram and we have a Facebook and we also have a website. And so to put an ad on Instagram, it costs about 20 cents to $2 per click. And then for Facebook, it costs about $1.72 per click for an ad.
Here we go. So this is our prototype right here, just a light bulb with magnets attached to it, and the adapter. The adapter is roughly $1, and the light bulb is $1, and the magnets are 50 cents. Get it with it. Pass it on, please. As you can see, these numbers are by Westinghouse 11 time. And then the total cost of goods is $2.50. And the cost of packaging is roughly $1. So this would equal out to roughly $3.50.
And so our competition is Magbulb, and their selling price for a bulb is very high, and it's at $12.50. And they are currently on Kickstarter and not making much progress, and people are very mad. As you can see, they call it a scam, and they never actually received the award, and they want an update in response, and they're not doing it. So.
And then the reason these people Magbulb really failed and they're not shipping out because the market was too large. Many of their customers who are super backers are mad because they are located in Eastern Asia, like Malaysia and India, and they simply just had too large of a market and they couldn't ship out the product enough.
Another thing is that Magbulb is different from our product. So it looks like it's only 2 pieces right here, but in reality it's 3 pieces. The light bulb screws into this adapter right here, which then connects to this that you also have to screw in. So you have to screw in 2 different things in order to change one light bulb.
Now here's our market sizing. So there's a wide market to use for the Allure bulb because everybody changes light bulbs. For instance, every American elderly person, they could use this, and people with physical and mental handicaps, because staying on that ladder can be very dangerous, and if you have nerve problems, it can be very hard to screw that in and keep your hand steady. And maintenance workers, we also change light bulbs, because they're changing hundreds of light bulbs mainly in months, and they have to go around entire buildings, and it'd be very difficult and take a lot of time. So our test market, or our sizable adjustable test market, is Stone Oak elders that change their own light bulbs. And then so our financials. So this is based on the 2019 U.S. Census. So for a 6-month test target market, there were roughly 75,000 people in Stone Oak, and roughly 9,000 of them are elders because 12% of every Texas population is elderly. So 1,800 of that is not as 20% of 900 or 9,000. Sorry. And so for $10, the adapter and the bulb come together. For $4, you could just get the adapter just as a replacement. And then $6 per bulb alone. These will come in packs of 2, 4, and 6. So $12, $24, and $36. So if these are $10 to purchase and $3 to make, it'd be roughly $650 profit total. So it would equal out to $11,700. Excuse me, in 6 months. And so growth. Really, there isn't a light bulb product out like this because Westinghouse and Leviton have already been selling for many years, decades even. So we use other products that elderly people have used in the past, like Vive Reacher Grabber, the Gorilla Grip Shower Mat, and Delta Grab Bar. And as you can see, these they increased 500% in the first year, and then 250%. So if we start at $11,700 for 6 months growth, we would 500% it in a year to $58,500. And then in 2 years, it'd be roughly $150,000, $146,250.
Okay, so our investment ask. We are asking for $12,500. So the first thing that we would do with this money is we would file for a provisional patent in order to protect our idea. This would cost from $380 to $400 depending on the size of the product. Next, we would hire a designer to put our prototype into a design that a manufacturer can produce. This would be roughly $5,000 to start with. Our first 6 months of inventory, if we are planning on selling to 1,800 people and it costs $3.50 to make each product, that comes out to around $6,300. We want to have a newspaper ad in the local elderly home, and a quarter of a page in a newspaper ad for a local newspaper typically costs around $380, although it depends on the newspaper. And like Justin mentioned before, social media ads are anywhere from 20 cents to $1.72 or more per click. And so the future of our company, so what we want to do next is we want to be able to expand to multiple kinds and sizes of light bulbs instead of sticking with the traditional round bulb and the LED. And we also want to be able to spread out around the state and then eventually the country. And we also want to be able to sell individual light bulbs and adapters separately. Also, we want to get an actual patent on our product, not just a provisional patent. Thank you for your time, and remember to illuminate with ease.
Nice. Good tag. Cool. Great. Great job. I like the t-shirt. Yeah. A little extra grease on the tracks. Okay, cool. So, does this actually work?
It does not light up. However, I do know why it doesn't light up. It's because if you take the light bulb out, inside that little black adapter, you see how there's 2 strips of metal, there's one on the bottom and one on the side? That light bulb does not touch the one on the side.
Got it. So it doesn't have the full circuit.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's an easy fix. I know how to fix that.
Okay.
We would just move the magnets to where one of the magnets was touching the metal strip on the side.
Yeah. Okay. Got it. Very cool. So it works by you screw this part in
Mm-hmm.
one time, and then the light bulb just changes. You just change the light bulb from that,
Yes, sir.
right? And so how did mag bulb work? You said there was 3 steps for that.
Yeah. Go back to, there it is. Okay, so you can see right here, it looks like it's only 2 pieces. However, this is a conventional light bulb right here. So you have to screw this piece into this piece right here, and then this piece magnets into this piece, but you have to screw this piece like up into the ceiling already.
Okay, so theirs just comes with basically the magnets that you have on here and this piece, and then any light bulb works with it.
Yeah, but I mean, you still have to like screw it in there and all that.
Right.
So
They actually haven't done anything with it.
yeah.
So they just have 2 adapters, one that stays permanently in your fixture,
Yeah.
and then one you have your light bulb, you take an old one out, it burns out, you take the fitting off of that, fit on your new light bulb, magnet back on there.
Yes, sir.
Got it, okay. And then what's the pricing strategy? Because it seems it's two components, right? But you can't use one without the other, so there are lots of ways to approach it. And how are you gonna price it?
So it's gonna be $10 for the two. We're gonna start with just the light bulb and the adapter, just for $10 right now. And so you would have to constantly keep on buying the light bulbs. But the adapter is like a one-time purchase,
Got it.
unless like you lose it or
Sure.
like another
So have like a pack, sorry to jump in there.
Yeah.
You have like a starter pack, which has a bulb and adapter, which you only need the adapter one time. It's like a ceiling fan with 3 bulbs, whatever. You're gonna buy 3 starter packs for $30. When that bulb burns out, you're gonna go back for $6 and buy
$6 per. So you would
per bulb, yeah.
So you have to buy the 4-pack, which would be $24.
Yeah, so right. And so basically the starter packs to get you started, and then you're just selling the bulbs.
We're pretty much just selling the bulbs, unless you lose the adapter, or you drop the adapter and like a magnet falls out, or if you just like break it somehow.
Yeah, gotcha.
Got it, okay. All right, so we don't need to get into it, but there's lots of interesting models there. You know, the razor blade model, and, or you could get a bunch of the cost up front, or profit up front, and then charge the light bulb to be a little cheaper ongoing. It was great. I have a couple other questions. But
Yeah, so a couple of questions / comments. Have you checked to see if MagBulb might have anything patented around this?
That's what the Kickstarter's for.
Yeah.
So they've raised $6,000. So like a design patent is $12,000 to $13,000. So they're using that money to get the patent, and that's why they haven't really shipped out anything.
And they haven't done anything at all, really.
Yeah, they just raised money, but they have a prototype. But
All the investors are very mad, and
Sure.
there's new comments every day on their
I
website.
think, look, a comment, obviously there's design patents, utility patents, you guys know that by now. What you showed for your patent costs might be a filing fee, but a real cost with a patent attorney to do the patent research and then to write the patent, especially utility patent, ranges like 10K on your best day and like 100,000
Yes, sir.
on some of that stuff. So not that that's important right now in this process, but just be aware that provisional patent just means you put an application in, is all that really means, right? You've asked for that. And so just be aware, like that patent process is not that cheap. I would suggest also, and the elderly make a lot of sense because they can't reach, they don't want to fall. But I think anybody who loves convenience or loves technology would love this. Like I have, bulbs that are like 18 feet above me, and I hate changing those. I have an extender, the grabber, and a suction cup, and now the LEDs are around. They're plastic, they're not glass. I can't grab them with the suction cup. So I would love something I just magnet in, right? So I would retrofit every fitting in my house, probably of any value with something like that. So just consider that as just a general. You might use them as one of your, examples in your commercial or whatever. But I wouldn't focus too hard on just the elderly.
that's just like a test market right now. That's why it's so small. Because I don't want we don't want to end up like MagBulb where they're so large they don't have enough to ship out.
Yeah.
So we're starting small. We're gonna.
Which is fine. I also, it's fine. I just don't. They're also the hardest people to reach, the elderly, because you have to like literally, like you say, go in a newspaper or something.
Well, actually, we have an elderly home.
I mean, you can do that, but they also don't change their own stuff on those places.
The other,
so.
they usually have someone else change the bulb.
There's a commercial angle here, which you may have mentioned, which you did mention, which is part of your market. So anyway, I'd say maybe limit the scope of your advertising as a test market, as opposed to limiting the number, the type of people you're trying to reach. Because if you try to reach elderly and they don't return with interest, you might think, well, this sucks, that nobody likes my product, when your real customer never heard about it. Just a thought.
Yeah. I was just gonna say that the Facebook, the social medias really reach out to like elderly people's children, and so they can buy it for them. They can just give it to the elderly people. They can just change it.
I appreciate you guys, unlike your predecessors, not telling us that old people are reachable through Facebook. That's where old people live. Thank you for not saying that out loud. Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know that I have a lot of questions. My comments were gonna be along those lines, 'cause I got kind of fixated on that from your intro. You're pigeonholing the elderly, and I spent a lot of my time thinking through that as I watched you walk through the financials. So all those comments, I would say back it out and just, it's a smart, safe product. And then you can target some advertising towards the elderly. My parents are 86. I change all the light bulbs. They have no idea where they come from. Show up and I put the light bulbs in. But I would totally do that. I mean, I think that's a good idea. No, I don't really have any questions. Oh, yeah, does it, I know it's a prototype. It won't be wobbly like that. Normally,
No,
it'll just snug right in and just be.
Because once it connects to the final one on the side, it'll just like in and out.
Yeah.
Did you have a, like, financial forecasting that, I'm sure you did, can you go back to it if you did?
Our growth.
Yeah, of your actual, okay, is that your revenue goals there?
Yeah, it should be like 500%, and then it should like seep down to 250%.
So is that, 11.7, is that gross revenue?
This is the 6 months, yes.
Gross
This is
revenue,
all
11.7.
revenue, yeah, this is all gross revenue.
That would be off of the 1,800 products.
This is the
that
test
we
market.
are planning
Okay.
to sell in the first 6 months.
Oh, okay, so that's what the seed money's for.
Mm-hmm.
So with the $12,000 up front, you get $12,000 of revenue. Or
Yeah.
11.7.
Just about.
Yeah, so you buy a couple $1,000 worth of product, then you have all the other things that you
Mm-hmm.
talked about, and you roughly 6x your first order. Do you have a cost? I know you have cost of goods of $350 with packaging on that starter pack.
Yes, so $250 for cost of goods and another $1 for like $11, so it's like $350.
For your whole, yeah, packed and ready to sell. Do you have any idea what the cost of goods on just the bulb as you roll those out versus with the adapter?
Do you want me to go back to the cog slide?
Oh, the cost of goods? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so right here, it kind of looks funky. So it's roughly 40 cents for the 3 millimeter magnet, so I can round it up to 50% because like there's a weird decimal. So it'd roughly be $1 to make the light bulb,
Yeah.
and then $1 to make the adapter. And so it'd be like a 400% markup for selling, or even more, for selling those for 6 with that, and then this is gonna be $4.
Okay, so the bulb with the magnets roughly $1.50.
Yes, sir.
And you'll sell them for 6. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good. I mean, that's the required margin to go put it in Home Depot and whatnot. So.
And if we wanted to give it to the distributor, it'd be like 8%. There would still be a margin of profit.
Yeah, you have some room there. I think as you went from buying 1,000 to buying 100,000, it might be like 75 cents, $1 a bulb. Is that what kind of bulb are you pricing on? Just incandescent?
Incandescent, yes, sir.
Any idea what it would cost to do LED?
LED is more, I know for a fact. I think because it's like $1 for the incandescent. It was like for the CFL, it was like $2. So I'm guessing it'd be somewhere from 3 to 4.
It's around 3 to 5, I think.
Yeah, so LED is more expensive.
Even if you got an LED for $3 and you could sell that thing for 12 with the fit on it, I don't think that's out of control. I think consumers were used to paying. I have all LEDs throughout the house. I'm sure most people do. So I think that we're used to paying a little more for those.
Yeah, and about that, I mean, our competitor is $12.50, so we want to keep it below that.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, whenever we did our, how would you say, surveys, most elderly people do not like the brightness of the LED. They kind of like just like the regular
Yeah.
lighting. And
Well, people hate change. That's for sure.
Like Facebook. How do you make it?
Like, how did I make the prototype?
Well, how will you make 6,000, 10,000, 20,000?
That's why in our investment ask, so we asked for $5,000 is like hire a designer to help us like put it into something that a manufacturer like can actually make.
So find like a contract manufacturer.
And like have them like tell us like we can do it this way or we can do it this way. Just because obviously they're not going to make that.
We're not going to individually.
I kind of like the simplicity of it, right? It's magnets, like
Yes.
it's very basic. So I was wondering if you had figured out, how to make that, do the manufacturing even cheaper. Because I don't know, I wouldn't over-engineer it. Make it cheap and then stay, less expensive than mag bulb. I think that's the right play.
Yeah, for sure. Was mag bulbs LED?
There's with any light bulb that would fit.
Oh, that's right.
They don't sell it.
That's right, it's a retrofitted optical level, that's right. No, I think he's right, like the simplicity of it looks cool. Obviously, if you had somebody else manufacture it, those magnets probably would cost you like 10 cents, and you know, and so I think they would get your cost down. Of course, they would charge you for labor and packaging changes and whatnot. So I bet you could stay around that same price with the contract manufacturer.
I think during the MVP, we're targeting nursing homes really specifically. Is that right?
Not specifically. We did mention it. It was kind of confusing.
Okay.
I remember answering a question that like we would sell this to them,
Yeah.
but then we rolled that back because that is we wouldn't know like who to sell it to.
Yeah. Okay. That's where I was going with it, because I think you're right. I think consumers probably the easiest sell there, because there's vendors that do that for nursing homes. Cool.
I'm out of questions. You good?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you guys. Great job.
All right, thank you.
Yep.
Yeah.
And thanks for the shirt.
Thanks for the shirt. Yeah.